Good morning. Happy Thursday. It's a beautiful day right here in Birmingham, Alabama. It's Pastor Eva of the Firm Foundation Church. I wanted to encourage that person today that you've been praying, you've been waiting, you've been praying, you've been waiting for a long time. Some of you have even fasted and that thing still has not happened. And it's a good thing. It's an admirable thing to pray for, meaning that it's not going to hurt your neighbor. It's not going to hurt you. It's not going to hurt your community. It's not in contradiction to what God has asked of you in the level of your calling, right? So what God said to me this morning in my meditation is that there are times when a person's level of consciousness does not match what they're asking for. There are times when your level of consciousness does not match what you're asking for, meaning that your normal thought patterns, your normal language does not resonate, does not align with what you're asking God for, right? And there is no judgment in that. That's what I want you to get before anybody drops down into shame or feeling guilty. That's not what this message is about. This message is to help you see what needs to happen. Number one, if this message is resonating with you, what you need to do, so next time you're in your secret place, right, in your prayer time, shutting the door, tell God that you're ready. Number one, make sure you're ready. Tell God that you're ready for the upgrade, meaning that if there is a life lesson that you need to learn, some things are only going to come through life lessons, right? I can tell you about them all day, but there's some things you're going to only learn by life lessons that you're ready to learn about that, right? Then ask God to show you if you have blocks in certain areas, right? Sometimes subconsciously you can have blocks around certain areas of life. And you may not know it, right? It may have been something that you observed in your parents and you have a block around this area of your life, or there's some language that was passed down through the lineage about God that limits God or even limits you, what you feel like you can do as a person, right? Sometimes we don't know how those things are sown into us, but over time, with repetition, and even when we're younger, I would say before the age of 7, things can be easily sown into us because why? We don't have the mental faculty to say, okay, that's crazy, right? We don't even know, like, let me block that out. That's crazy. But sometimes we've just observed behavior. Sometimes people can gain a poverty mindset because they lived in poverty and they never saw anything different until somebody comes along or God comes along and shifts their mindset in a way to be open to receive more, right? And so what I want to say to you this morning, you could have a block, and sometimes God can send you a spiritual teacher that is speaking your language, right? God can send you a spiritual teacher that is speaking your language. They could be on YouTube. They could be at the church down the street. But are you opening yourself up to this new language or this new type of terminology that God can work through? Right? Language can actually work around some blocks as well if the person that is speaking is carrying a certain vibration. And so I want to offer those things up to you this morning. Be honest with God, because there may be some life lessons coming your way that will help you learn and that will shift your consciousness to align with what you're asking for. There could be some blocks that you're dealing with and that there's a spiritual teacher on the way. Many times a teacher only arrives when the student is ready. And so I want to ask you this morning, is 2 things you need to ask yourself about that thing that you're asking for. Are you truly ready for it? Are you truly ready for it, right? And if you're truly ready for it, is your consciousness aligned? Are your words aligned? Are you listening to things that even match what you're ready for? And so I want to leave that with you this morning, that it is well possible. Everything that you're asking for is possible. It can be done, but you have to be in position. You have to be in the right posture. But your consciousness, the thoughts that you think, cannot contradict what you're asking for. Because if it does, even if it came into your life, you would not be able to hold it, because you're not a container that matches, right, the vibration. You're not a container that resonates with what you're asking for. So that is the word of the Lord for you on today. That is the word of the Lord for you on today. Come visit us this Sunday at the Firm Foundation Church right here in Birmingham, Alabama, where we are going beyond just mediocre things, right? We're asking God for more, but we're also asking God to open us up consciously to receive more. And so come catch the energy of that this Sunday. See you soon. Bye-bye.